The South African Democratic Teachers Union also says its members will not report for duty. It says the department is not ready to reopen schools. For more on this, I'm joined by Sadtu's Xolani Fakude. A very good morning to you, Mr. Fakude. Why are you telling your members to stay at home today?
Well, first, let me greet you, Jane, and let me greet the viewers as well. It is our very, very strong view as Sadtu that the Department of Basic Education has not shown any evidence as yet to suggest that it is ready to receive the very first cohort of education workers into the school environment. So we are still warning our members, because we've got a moral obligation as a union to advise our members if the work conditions that they are going into are safe or not. So we are very clear in that until the minister commits that indeed they have met all the conditions that we have set before them, and the ones that she had committed herself as well on the 30th of April through the social contract with the nation, until all of those have been met and until we are sure that the work environment is safe, only then will we advise our members otherwise.
And what are those measures, and how can those measures be measured?
Well, firstly, Jane, what we have said is that there are very, very basic conditions that have even been detailed by the Department of Labour as well. We've got the lead department, the Department of Health. We've got the World Health Organization as well, which dictates as to the kind of conditions that must be there in public spaces such as schools before they can even be reopened. This includes, but not limited to, the delivery of a protective wear. This includes the deep cleaning and the fumigation as well of public spaces, and it includes even resources to make sure that there is screening even before the workers can go into that particular workspace. So until those are met, we cannot be in a position to say that the work environment is very safe. And once again, the other issue for us is that we have said to the Department of Basic Education that we must all come back and sit down collaboratively, jointly, as all the stakeholders, and agree and assess and check the state of readiness before we can even commence on receiving the first cohort of SMT members into the school environment.
So any idea when this is going to happen, and what have you been told about why this is not happening? Surely this is a state of emergency here.
Well, absolutely. What we know so far is that there is a lot of confusion, in fact, within even the Department of Basic Education as well. You would have noticed that already as we speak right now, two departments of basic education, provincial departments, have come out very clearly, being Limpopo, being KZN, to say that they are not ready to receive even the SMT members back into the work environment. So we have already seen some of those departments even clarifying that in their view, they are not ready themselves. So we do not at this stage have any idea as to when the state of readiness can be reached. But however, we have opened up our organization to say that we can be engaged by the Department of Basic Education at any given point in time, so that we can then all agree as to how we move forward.
We are expecting a meeting today. The Minister of Education is going to be hosting that. What sort of impact do you think your action and the lack of readiness will have on the school year when children should be heading back to their desks?
Well, the fact of the matter, Jane, is that the school year, as it was initially planned, cannot necessarily be completed. The fact of the matter is that we are dealing with a new situation here. We are dealing with a new pandemic. So we do not expect the school year, in actual fact, 2020 to be completed as we would have planned initially. So we know that absolutely right now there's going to be impact on the learners as they move forward within their schooling journey. However, we are saying, Jane, it cannot be that there is an obsession with the completion of the academic year as it was initially planned by Hugo Krug. We must be controlled by the data. It must be the data on the ground that we collect, that is relevant, that is contextualized, that can then only manage to inform our course of action.
All right, Xolani Fakude, very good to talk to you. Thank you.